So, what's good, everybody? I'm here to basically grade every single Bears offseason move, and at the end, I'm going to say what they should do, and it's basically only one move that I think they should do. What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. Subscribe if you are new. Subscribe for more videos like this day-to-day basis. So, let's get into today's video. All right. So Demetrius Harris was the first Bears signing. It happened like January, I think. Either way, it did happen. So I'm gonna give this signed by Ryan Pace, a B plus because he is not if he can work on his drops, maybe he can be more like a trick throw to guy. And basically, he's also great blocking protection because he did a lot with Baker Mayfield, and he was also on a pretty bad team because of Freddie Kitchens being the head coach. But he still showed that he's a great force to be reckoned with, Demetrius Harris. But really, not too much from him. It's a solid pickup, so I'm just going to give this a B plus at best. Next signing is the Jimmy Graham signing. Lots of Bears fans were not happy with this pick. Whoa there. Don't get too all cranky at Ryan Pace. I still think Jimmy Graham still has it. He was barely used on the Packers. I understand his age is 33. I understand that he wasn't dominant as he used to be. He was awesome on the Saints, decent on the Seahawks, and he was a great red zone threat, even on the Packers. I still think the Packers didn't really use him that much. They should have used him that much. Maybe he could have been a dominant force again. We're probably gonna use him as a red zone threat. He'll catch a pass here or there, but he'll be fine, depending who's the quarterback. And Jimmy, I'll give this a C minus. I know people are saying just give it a D, man. I know you're trying to. I'm not being nice. I'm not. It's not just me being nice. I'm not making excuses because I understand he's 33 and he's a little bit old, but he can still show some promise. He's still got it in him, man. And matter of fact, he's better than the tight ends we had last year. All right. He's better than Trey Burton and Adam Shaheen and all of our tight ends combined. So I'm just going to give this a C minus until proven up. This is a sign that could surprise many of us NFL fans, and pretty much it could be a surprise or a big letdown. Either way, I don't really see a problem with this pick other than the age being concerned of a problem. So next signing is via trade. We traded our 4th round pick to get Nick Foles. And I know what people are going to say. You took this guy over Cam Newton. Cam Newton is still a free agent as of to this day. Cam Newton might not go anywhere at this point because of his injury problems. And getting a former Super Bowl MVP is fine with me. To either mentor Mitch Trubisky or light a spark under him. I know what people are saying, that Nick Foles has been benched by Gardner Minshew. And a lot of people are saying Gardner Minshew might be even better than Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins. He's only better than Dwayne Haskins at this point. And he has more here's the thing. Gardner Minshew has more wins than Kyler and Daniel Jones. What I see in Kyler Murray is definitely going to win the division one day, but we're not here to talk about the rookies. I'm here to talk about now. The reason why they benched Nick Foles is because Nick Foles, I feel like the injury kind of affected his play, and the Jags kind of gave them a lot of money when they signed him, which kind of looked questionable at the time. The reason why it looked questionable is because they didn't really give him any weapons in the offseason. That wide receiver core was the worst. Plus the O-line was the worst, like one of the worst in the league. And their play caller was probably trash too. I don't know why he still has the job. But Gardner Minshew, I'm not saying that he's a great pick. I do think he's a bum, but here's the thing. Gardner Minshew ain't better than Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones. Because when I see Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray, I see that they have hope and they have potential to be elite in the NFL, maybe even average at best. So pretty much that I'm gonna give this a C plus. Nick Foles might mentor Mitch because Matt Nagy already said both of them will compete for the starting job and both of them will play in the preseason. So maybe this could light a spark under Mitch Trubisky. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna give this a C plus until like I know what people are gonna say. Like he really hasn't done that much. He had good supporting cast under the Eagles, and he had great supporting cast under the Chiefs too with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. With those two teams, they had lots of great players. I'm just saying, and with Nick Foles in the right system, he might shine. Same thing could be said about Mitch Trubisky to possibly mentor him and possibly make Mitch Trubisky look like his 2018 self or his college self again. So I'm just going to give this a C plus. Next signing is pretty a great signing in my opinion. I know Cowboys fans will come at me saying, we're kind of lucky to have Robert Quinn. And just seeing him and all his highlights after the signing, I give this an A plus because Robert Quinn, as pretty much what I saw, he was still a dominant force, even with the Dolphins and with the Los Angeles Rams or the St. Louis Rams. I don't know, but pretty much Robert Quinn is a really great signing by Ryan Pace because he really does great with these defensive players, and I really think he's doing a great job. He's doing a solid job on the offense, depending how they do as well. Robert Quinn, last year, he led the Cowboys mostly in every defensive stat, and will probably show some potential, and pretty much be the best defensive player, like one of the best defensive players in the NFL, along with Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks, which, if they stay healthy, that line could be a dominant force again and be probably better than 2018 and questionable about the 1985 because that defense was also great. But depending how they do right now, this is a great sign. A plus. And that's it. A plus. Next sign by Ryan Pace is actually a questionable if maybe. I'm just going to say his last name because I don't know how the hell to pronounce that. First name is Burns from the Steelers. Now, I've actually talked to a Steelers fan, and he said it's kind of an L. Okay? I think it's because he's young and he's still unproven. He's probably not going to start because it's going to be either the CB we drafted or it will be Kevin Tolliver. Either way, I see this being a special teams kind of guy. And for like block punts and block field goals. And I might see a lot of block field goals by this guy this year. So I'm really going to give this maybe a D plus. All right. But let's see if he proves it wrong and still could be a best cornerback after Prince and we cut Prince Amukamara because he's old. And I think we started him because he had a lot of experience, but I see this sign potentially either it could be great or it could be bad. Either way, I see this only being a special team. So next signing Now the next signing is I can't even pronounce his name, but I'm just gonna say German because it's kind of like a Germany name in my opinion. This is an offensive lineman from the Seahawks, which he was protecting after protecting Russell Wilson. He had a solid rookie season, and then last year he kind of had a lot of holding penalties. But again, like I said with the last one, that he's kind of young and still improving, and we just got a tight end, not a tight end, not a tight end, and a lineman coach, which could potentially help him. So as of now, D plus, D plus, because because he has to limit on the holding penalties because we can't risk trying to get a first down like on a 1st and 40 again. God, that was terrible. But I do see the coach trying to help him improve on that. So next signing, next signing is Jason Springs along from the Green Bay Packers. He had a solid preseason until he got hit with an injury. But I still kind of think, like I said about the other one, that he's young and he's still trying to potential. And a lot from Packers fans, I'm just going to say one of them was like that he's solid. He's a solid pickup. And a lot of them were like saying, oh, he's trash. Why did you even pick him in the first place? I think they're just saying that either because they're mad or because they, well, are being honest with themselves. So I'm gonna give this pick also a D plus until proven otherwise. That coach will have a lot of work to do with these linemen coming training camp. Next one, next signing. I actually kind of like the signing. It's Ten Glenn Jr. I'm saying it as a fantasy standpoint. I had him on fantasy and he kind of helped me a lot. And boy, after the releasing of Taylor Gabriel, this might be the best move besides Robert Quinn. He could even be better than Anthony Miller probably. And I expect him to be a dominant threat too. So I'm gonna give this sign by Ryan Pace a B plus. And I know I'm gonna also draft him if he's available on my fantasy team, and I can't wait to see what he will do in a Bears uniform. Next signing, I'm actually very happy about this. Super Bowl champ Jordan Lucas, also a safety from the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'll give this a B minus because I didn't really see him like do anything this season, but he was still a dominant force in that Chiefs defense. So I'm just gonna give this, you know what, maybe a B minus. All right, I'm gonna give this a B minus. Next signing, last but not least, signing by Ryan Pace. Basically, just added their final piece in their questionable great defense this season. Is Travis Gibson from the Texans. Another dumb move by Bill O'Brien to cut him. And a lot of Texans fans were not very happy either. But he has shown that he's a dominant force too. So I'm going to give this a B plus. And no, he's not wearing 39. I can't imagine Eddie Jackson possibly giving up 39. But here's the thing, though. I've it's another dumb Bill O'Brien move. And Bill O'Brien is, I don't know why the hell he's a GM slash coach. And lots of Texas fans were not very happy with this move by cutting him. And this pretty much seals the deal for the defense. It depends how this next move goes because probably won't happen. But as of now, gonna give this a B plus. Now moving on to the move that I really want to happen by Bill O'Brien. All right, so I want the Bears to try to get J.J. freaking Wyatt. I know what you're going to say. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just because he said something about the city don't mean shit. Listen there. I know what you're going to say. I feel like J.J. Watt's career is also being wasted too on the Texans. After Bill O'Brien just traded away DeAndre Hopkins and their quarterback is just wanting attention because he's upset. So if Ryan Pace does this, I will legit just get off and start saying, we're going to have probably, this defense will probably be compared to the 1985/1986 defense. So I'm not saying like it did happen. It could happen in my point of view. And what would we give up? Adam Shaheem and a 5th round pick for JJ. Because Adam Shaheem is still on trading block. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. That's it. That's all. Subscribe for more. And most importantly, bear down.